All right, good evening, everybody. It is 5 p.m. on Monday, September 18th. This regular meeting of the Anne Arundel County Administrative Charging Committee will come to order. My name is Andrew Miller. I'm the committee chair. We'll now do a roll call to establish that we have a quorum, which consists of at least 3 of the 5 ACC members being present. Members will say present after their name is called, starting with Ms. Charlotte Bundy. I think you're on mute, Charlotte.
Present.
Thank you. Sarah Cavett. Is your audio working, or Sarah? All right, I think we can confirm that Sarah's here while she's working on her audio. Ms. Lisa Sneed.
Present.
And Mr. Kurt Zurcher.
Present.
Okay, great. We'll now approve the meeting agenda, which has been distributed to committee members in advance of the meeting and also posted publicly. Do members have any objections to approving the agenda as distributed? Without objection, the agenda is approved as distributed. The minutes from our open session on September 11th have been distributed to members. Are there any corrections? I don't have any corrections, but I went to YouTube to try to verify some points from the meeting, but I couldn't find our YouTube video from the meeting. Are those still being posted?
We stopped posting those when the meetings went to 2-3 minutes. Moy and I discussed it. Yeah, I can send you the back end link for it though if you want to review it.
Even the regular meetings aren't posted?
Correct.
Were any ACC members notified of that?
It's not the official record, so Moy and I discussed it, and since they were open to close, we just hadn't posted them.
All right, yeah, so please send the archive of all the meetings to all the members so they have them, and then at some point committee members should discuss whether or not they think those meetings should remain posted and available on YouTube. Okay, so without objection, or excuse me, if there are no corrections, the minutes are approved as distributed. Moving on to public testimony, we now welcome members of the public to make comments to the committee. Each speaker has up to 2 minutes when making a comment. We encourage you not to refer to other members of the public by name in order to protect their privacy. And please be mindful that by law, the committee must maintain the confidentiality of case information, so we will not discuss particular cases in a public forum. We look forward to hearing your views. Let's see here. Do we have any members of I know nobody registered, but are there any members of the public who would like to speak?
There are no members of the public present outside of someone from the law enforcement agency.
All right, easy enough. So given that, a reminder that you are welcome to submit public comment of any length to acc-comments@aacounty.org. The address is written on the agenda. We also encourage you to engage with the Police Accountability Board, which is the primary public-facing component of the county's police accountability infrastructure. With that, I declare the public comments portion of this meeting closed. One question I do have, though, is that on the website, the address for ACC comments is acc-comments@aacounty.org. It doesn't have the dash. So which one of those is correct?
What's on the website is what is correct. There's 2 email addresses, so both of them should work.
Oh, okay, so ACC-comments and ACC comments, they both receive emails?
Correct. There were multiple email addresses set up before we started.
Okay. Have we received any comments in either of those inboxes?
We have not received any comments. You guys as ACC members are in the group. You can go to groups.google.com and see anything there if you think you've missed something.
Got it. All right. Moving on to the briefing from the Executive Director of the Office of Police Accountability. The executive director, Moya Panda, will brief us. The floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I have brief updates today. Thank you so much. I know we have a lot of cases that are coming towards you guys for deliberations. I want to thank you guys so much for reading the cases, deliberating, and getting these decisions out on time. So I wanted to say thank you for that. On my report, as you know, the annual report for the Police Accountability Board is coming up. It has to be submitted by the end of December. So if any of you have any comments you would like to share with the PAB to talk to them about, what trends you're seeing or what you're seeing, please feel free to send those comments to Jen and I, and we'll get them over to the chair. We've already mentioned the 1 year and a day deadline that we may see when having criminal cases attached. So that's already in the works. But if you see anything else, I know Sarah has had some comments, and any other members who have comments, just send it along to Jen and I, and we'll get that over to the PAB chair to review and get to the rest of the members of the PAB. I've also notified the PAB chair of the lack of notice that we're getting with some of these cases. As you know, there's some cases that we're getting with only 20 days or 30 days left on the deadline, which may pose a problem. So we have contacted the PAB chair for her to address with the particular law enforcement agency. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up that we've taken care of that. The PAB does have their meeting coming up June 25th. At 7 p.m. And just for your records, this meeting will have the law enforcement agencies in Anne Arundel County. All 5 of them will be present to present their quarterly report. As usual, you all are all invited to attend that meeting. And that's all that I have for today. Thank you, everyone. Lisa has a question.
Lisa, go ahead.
You mentioned the meeting is June 25th.
I'm sorry, September 25th. Thank you.
So what's your sense of like what the best way for the PAB to handle the year and a day issue and the, in some cases, definitely not all cases, but the limited time frame that we have to review this? Like how does that get solved basically?
The PAB has the law enforcement agency at their disposal at the September 25th meeting. They will bring it up on the record and ask the law enforcement agency about that. And they can also continue discussions outside of that meeting as well.
All right, and you mentioned there's a conference being planned with like members of other PABs and other ACC members, potentially if coming here or virtual. Can you maybe update members on the status of that?
Sure. We're in the process of planning a brief in-person or Zoom meeting with other executive directors around the state, other PAB chairs. Right now, we're holding off on the ACC coming on board since we're really focused on the annual report at this time. Once we do have an ACC conference, we'll definitely let you all know, but the first one is going to be executive directors or whatever their title is in that jurisdiction, as well as the PAB chairs. We're hoping to get the big 5 jurisdictions plus some outliers to get our annual report together, because all agencies are due by the end of December of this year.
Okay, yeah, my understanding from our previous conversation that it would be inviting ACC chairs. I mean, my sense is it doesn't need to be chairs, but at least like ACC members, just because I think we're coming up on the legislative session, and it's really important that the ACCs get together to get an understanding of, right, are we looking at these cases consistently across the state, right? So one of the main goals of like putting this infrastructure in place is that if there's a violation in Calvert County, it gets handled in like a similar manner as a violation, say in like Anne Arundel County. And I think there's a lot like we could definitely learn from like other counties' policies and procedures. So I would consider us to stick with that original plan to have the ACC members. That's
Sure,
what
no,
you
there was
said.
no original plan to include the ACC members. I mentioned to you that I was hoping to get the ACC members involved. That was not part of the original plan. So just for everybody's edification, the PAB chairs and other counterparts will be soliciting information from their ACCs, just like I'm asking you guys to solicit information to me, and then we'll bring that information to the meeting.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll reiterate, I think it would be like worthwhile to have ACC members at it. All right. Any other questions
you.
for the executive director? All right, then let's go to new business. Do any committee members have new business, that is questions, comments, or concerns they would like to bring to the floor for discussion? All right, then let's get into what we came here to do today. We are scheduled to go into a closed session to deliberate on investigative files transfer to the committee. The proposed closing of the session is pursuant to General Provisions Article 3-305B1, which involves discussion of personnel matters, as well as General Provisions Article 3-305B13, which involves remaining in compliance with a specific statutory requirement. So we expect to deliberate on cases in which investigative files have been transferred to the committee, as well as discuss the scheduling of future deliberations. So can I get a motion to go into a closed session, please?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Seconded.
All right, all those in, discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All right, it's unanimous. So we'll move over to a closed session. I now declare this meeting closed.